Here we're asked to find all the solutions of this polynomial equation. So if we're trying to find all of the solutions, the first thing that I want you to think about is the factoring tool set. So in this case here, our factoring tool set is not necessarily going to help us a bunch because there's no greatest common factor, or it's not quadratic, there's no special factors, and we can't factor by grouping. But I want you to keep it in mind as we go through. So now we're going to find all possible rational roots, which is going to take all of the factors of our constant over all of the factors of our leading coefficient, which is just 1. So that's going to say that all of our possible values are 1, 3, 5, and 15. So once we find all of the possible rational roots, we're going to go ahead and start plugging these in using synthetic substitution. So we'll start with the easy ones here. So I'm going to start with positive 1. This one didn't end up with 0 at the end, so we know that that's not going to help us. Let's go ahead and try negative 1 this time. So in this one, we got negative 24, not 0, so we're going to keep on chugging along here. I'm going to go ahead and try negative 3 here. And with negative 3, we get our 0 here. So what that means is that we're going to factor out x plus 3 over here. And what we're left with is this string of numbers here. So that's going to be x to the power of 3 minus 5x squared plus x minus 5. Now we're going to continue along, but we're going to be plugging in into this set of numbers here. And when we plug in 5, we get another 0 here, so we can factor that out. Now we have x plus 3 as a factor, and x minus 5 as a factor. And what we're left with is x squared plus 1. So far we have 2 of our solutions at negative 3 and positive 5 here. But in this case here, we now have x squared plus 1, which I can actually find out my solutions not by using synthetic substitution, but by just solving this binomial here when we set it equal to 0. So what that means is I'm going to, let's go ahead and switch up colors here to red. So when is x squared plus 1 equal to 0? Well, I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides. Then I'm going to take the square root of both sides, which gives me x equals plus or minus the square root of negative 1. And I know that the square root of negative 1, we use I to represent it. So my 4 solutions, which we should have 4 solutions because it's a power of 4. So our solutions here are going to be negative 3, positive 5, and plus or minus I.